Facebook.
We are live and recording.
Recording.
We are live like Memorex.
Whoop, whoop.
Yep, whoop.
Okay.
And I'm probably
I'm
old
gonna be.
school. Do you remember live like Memorex?
Yes.
Okay, I say it so much that I think people are like, yeah, that's not right. So let me edit this privacy so everybody can join us. There we go. We are cooking with gas now. Hey, Dr. Vikki Johnson.
Hey, Lyric. How are you, sister?
I am super. And how about, I said, oh, shoot. I got Dr. Vikki Johnson. My rating's going to go up.
Oh, stop.
I did say that. I said, oh.
Stop. I'm with Lyric Hawkins. How about that? Let's write some music. You like that? Let's write a song. I'm with Lyric. We're going to write an original song tonight.
And I was like, oh, man. She said, yes. Oh, Nielsen ratings are going to go straight out the roof. I am super excited.
Thank you, Lyric.
I'm
excited to be here. Yeah.
Because, I've been watching you from afar, and I know that you got a lot of things going on. So starting off, for those who, may not know you, that, maybe live in like Kansas or something, I don't know. Just explain to them who you are and what it is that your company does.
Well, I love to say I'm a daughter, I'm a mom, I'm a sister, I'm an auntie. I have a lot of nieces and nephews. That's who I am as a person. I love the beach. I love the spa. I love chocolate cake. I love to laugh. I'm petty. I'm real petty. People don't know that about me. You know that about me because we have that secret connection. I am very passionate about sacred sisterhood, about spiritual growth, and about Soul Wealth, which is my brand, the Soul Wealth Group. And Soul Wealth is abundance, compassion, and authenticity. And recently I added vision and legacy to that because those 5 tenets really encompass everything that I am committed to, everything that I am passionate about. I like to say that I am heart-centered, I'm smart, I am resourceful, I am authentic, and I am a connector. And because of those things, I love people and am blessed to be able to live a life in service to other people. That's when I'm most happy, Lyric, when light bulbs go off, when I see a woman's eyes light up, when I see her, get her hope back, get her dreams back. And so Soul Wealth is an inspirational brand. It's a provocative brand, because my purpose is to help women, inspire women to be great in the mirror first and then in the marketplace. And I am blessed to do that also in congruence with a career in media, entertainment, and music that I've had for the last 35 years. So I have been in marketing, corporate social responsibility, the entertainment and music business. I used to own a record label. A lot of people don't know that because now we live in a digital world musically, but I owned a label at one point. I've had a very diverse career and life, and now at a point where I am so blessed to connect with women like you and other powerful women, where we can push and promote sacred sisterhood, spiritual growth, and soul wealth. Soul wealth is the evolution of my community of sisterhood that is called Girl Talk Unplugged, a sacred sisterhood. And about 17 years ago, I used to do a daily radio show here in the Washington, D.C. area called I'm Every Woman. I was on the radio every day, Monday through Friday, for 7 years. Shout out to Cheryl Jackson, because she opened that door and blessed me to be able to do that. And from that daily radio feature came Girl Talk, which was a quarterly event. Every quarter, women would get together. It was an intimate, informal, and unscripted evening, usually Friday nights, of women just talking, and it would be anywhere from 300 women to 1,000 women. It was different, and these were the women who were listening to me on the radio. From that came my book career. I'm working now on my 5th book, but when I was on the radio, though, during those years, out of that came 3 books. I was assigned to a major publishing deal with Simon and Schuster, and then with Harlequin. And then after that, became an independent author, where I self-published my last 2 books, Vikki Isms, and re-released Addicted to Counterfeit Love. And now I'm working on my 5th book, which is entitled Soul Wealth: Finding Abundance, Compassion, and Authenticity in the Midst of Chaos. And just excited and grateful to be able to get up every day and do what I love. And I know that's a long answer about who I am and what I do. That is who I am. It is a diverse picture. It's like a mosaic, if you will. My life is. I've been blessed to do so many things, and grateful and excited about what's coming next.
Oh, wow. Because I didn't know about the record label. Okay.
Yep.
And so I know that industry all too well. So it can be a little, out of control. I don't know.
Yeah.
From the gospel side, was it a gospel label or a secular label?
It was I had a gospel label. Okay. But I also worked in the secular industry and entertainment, and have been in that space for the last 35 years. But my label was a gospel label, and, we did really well. And as everyone knows now, people are downloading singles every day, right? The game has changed. And so now my career has also evolved into other spheres where I am able to blend entertainment, education, and empowerment, and just kind of mix it all together. And here we are tonight. So, yep.
Yeah, so that's the little known Black history fact, because I didn't know that. And that's interesting. And so my thing is, because I know you're in this spiritual realm, and by the way, guys, in case you don't know, we are talking about what goes on behind the scenes of a female entrepreneur, because as female entrepreneurs, we are expected to show up great. We are expected to just get it right. And, we as women kind of feel like we can conquer the world, and we just handle things. And so when we show up,
right,
it looks all gravy and it looks like we have it together. But,
right.
And I was telling someone the other day when I said you were going to come on the show, and I said, well, Vikki has like a little special anointment. I wonder if she go through the same things as the average person, because I remember when the closer I got to getting a little Jesus in me, all hell broke loose. And I was like, oh, I didn't think this was the way it was supposed to go. I was like, what in the world happened? This is supposed to be different. But it's life. It's life. So what goes on behind the scenes? Because I see you're always smiling, you're laughing, and, I just see this glow. But has it always been there?
I think it has always been there. I think everybody has a glow, but everybody also has to go through what I'll call their process, right? To polish the glow. And regardless of how we are shining, how we are showing up now, everybody has to pay their dues. Everybody has to go through the process of refining, which feels like fire, which feels like inconvenience, which feels like pain. And one thing I like to say, regardless of our levels of success at our different spaces and where we are as women and all the different arenas that we are in, it's as diverse as we are diverse as women. But you know what, Lyric? Pain is a great equalizer. At the end of the day, pain makes us all equal. What do I mean by that? I mean, pain will dissipate your ego like nothing else. And when you have to go through pain, when you have to go through pain, pain really is an arrow to your purpose. Your pain, the things that you've gone through, the things that you've overcome, it has not come to kill you or destroy you, but to perfect you. And oftentimes when we're in business, when we're doing things that we love, when we have passion projects, probably 99% of the time it's connected to something that we have conquered, that we have overcome and found ourselves. So that is the story of soul wealth for me. You say, well, Vikki, I see you're smiling all the time. Well, I have a story. You know, I've been through a lot, and the attraction to the light that people see is my ability and willingness and courage to be transparent about that, to say, look, you know, you see the 15 seconds of fame, but this 15 seconds of fame took me 5 years, took me 25 years. There is no thing such as an overnight success, right? That overnight was 20 years long. And you can't, you know, social media and this I want it now mentality has really given people a misnomer or the assumption that they don't have to do the work. And the thing is, you have to do the work in the beginning. If you don't do it in the beginning, you're going to do the work in the middle. And if you skip the beginning and the middle, I promise you, you will be processed at some point. And the glow, the light that you see now is because I went through my process early. And I'm grateful for that. I'll be 52 this year. I went through my process in my 20s and my 30s. And really coming into my 40s, I was coming out of my process. So I've been through some things. And that's why I can talk about soul wealth. That's why I can talk about keep going, keep growing, you know, keep showing up, keep doing your work, stay focused, stop comparing yourself to other people, stop competing with other people, because nobody can do you like you. But in order to get to the real you, you have to go through the fire, which is process. So yeah, we want to show up great because we know, shout out Nicole Mason with her show up great. You know, I love that mantra that she has given to us. But in order to show up great, we have to come up out of the mud. You know, that's why the lotus is my brand symbol, because you have to sit in the mud in order to get that beautiful lotus flower. And so whether we call it process, whether we call it the mud, you know, whether we call it paying our dues, we all have to do that. And so life is not about what happens to us, because all of us have a story. If you pass the camera, not the mic, but if you pass the camera and the microphone and allow people to share, hey, where did you come from? What's your process? What's your mud story? Everybody has one. So it's not what happens to you, it's how you respond to what happens to you. And so that is how, you know, I choose to live my life. I choose to live my life knowing that it's going to be okay at the end of the day. You know, everything always works out the way it's supposed to, and we are where we're supposed to be when we're supposed to be there.
I got you. So you're saying that this pain that came through your life is part of the process, and that's how we got to this vision of wanting people to show up as their authentic self.
Yeah, because I lived my life pretending to be somebody else for a long time, and that didn't work too good, right? So that didn't work too well. I was afraid to be who I truly am. And, you know, when I finally figured out no one can be me like me, I was like, you know what? It's easier to be Vikki instead of somebody else's version of Vikki. And that's where the authenticity comes from. Being authentic is one of the tenets of soul wealth. I push that. I encourage that. And I support women who are courageous enough to be authentic. I posted today on Facebook, you know, if you want to be great, act up.
Yeah.
Be petty.
Be petty.
Be petty.
Hashtag be petty. I like that.
You know,
I like that.
you know, act up. And when I say be petty, I mean, be a disruptor, you know, do something that other people talk about doing but are afraid to do. And those of us who are willing to step outside of our comfort zone, Lyric, you know this, when you step outside of your comfort zone, oftentimes that's where your golden egg is. That's where your sweet spot is, outside of your comfort zone. And that's going to require you to be petty. You know, that's why I say that. And I know we laugh about that a lot, but you know, I'm real petty. I'm petty, right? In order to be bold and say some things that people are going to be a little roughed up and their feathers are going to be ruffled about it, you got to be a little petty, right? You got to be like, well, it's the truth.
It is.
And truth, though, is a gift, because truth sets us free. And the other beautiful thing about truth is that, you know, after it cuts us and makes us bleed, it also is the thing that acts like a salve that allows us to heal. And then when we heal, HEAL, we are now in a position to speak truth to power and have a responsibility to reach back and help other people heal. So
yeah,
that's my story, Facebook, and I'm sticking to it. You know, I'm sticking to that.
Love it.
Because my life is working for me, and that's what matters most.
Yeah, no, I like it. So you went through this pain. Now, when you decided to tap into your inner self, you know, because I remember too trying to be somebody else. I didn't want to be Lyric. I wanted to go by Michelle, which is my middle name, because people wouldn't be able to mess that up. They wouldn't say Lyric, Larry, and all these other things. It wasn't until I came into, you know, adulthood that I said, oh, there's a whole lot of Michelle. I want to be different, you know?
Yeah.
I want to be like everybody else. So don't call me that no more, you know? So when you tapped into your inner self and made a decision to say, hey, I'm going to help others tap into their inner self. So immediately were you like a major success? I helped 1 million people off the break. Like, how did people receive you when you said, this is what I'm going to do?
You know what? That's a great question. Thank you so much for asking that. No, it was not immediate success. And at the same time, I'll say, yes, it was immediate success. Because the moment you decide to be who you really are, you've tapped into a measure of success. So, yes, it was the moment success came to me in a way that was sustainable. But it has taken some time to build a community of sisterhood and support. That takes time. You know, this is a marathon. It's not a sprint. You know, I don't want to be a trend, right? I want to be a legacy. I don't want to be a trend. I want to be something and create something that changes lives even after I'm gone, right? I want to create something that lives long after I'm no longer here. And so it has taken time to build this. I have been doing this work of sacred sisterhood since 1999. I'm not new to this. I was the associate pastor of women at my church for 17 years. So, you know, the mentoring that I've been doing, some people call it coaching. I like to call it a mentoring relationship, the community of sisterhood that I currently am blessed to lead. I built this community before social media. So, you know, the other thing that I'm really comfortable with is I have nothing to prove. This is why I say I don't compete. I don't compare. You know, I don't even covet what I see other people doing, because my prayer for them and my desire is that they are being who they are supposed to be. And that's what authenticity is about. It's about being, not doing. Right. When you be who you're supposed to be, the doing happens naturally. And so this community of sacred sisterhood, you know, that I am just so humbled and blessed to lead, and the smaller community of mentees that I have, my Soul Wealth mentees, it's about relationship for me. Mm-hmm. Everything that I do is not about a transaction. It's about relationship. Right. And in relationships, we have to relate, right? Not with one another's representatives, but with who we are, you know, at our core and at the very center of our heart. So, you know, it's about being authentic so that you can attract what you reflect. When it comes to relationships, we attract in our lives what we're reflecting. So if you have a lot of drama in your life, I offer you, for you to kind of check, what are you putting out there? Because whatever you put out becomes a magnet for what you attract in your life. And so that's why I like to laugh a lot. That's why I play a lot. That's why I'm petty. That's why I love Sacred Sisterhood and Soul Wealth. And it's all about spiritual growth. It's about creating memories and taking those memories and connecting the dots of those memories to now have a life that I love. I'm excited to get up every day. That hasn't always been my story, Lyric. I dealt with postpartum depression for 5 years. It was hard for me to get out of the bed. I don't even remember my daughter as an infant. Okay. I never had her. I had people surrounding me who helped me care for my daughter. I don't even remember her as a baby. Wow. I didn't potty train her. I didn't teach her how to walk. I didn't do any of those things that moms get excited about because I couldn't function. Right. And when I got my life back, I was like, I will never, ever, ever, ever allow life to cause me to suppress or push down who I really am ever again, because I missed literally 5 years of my life, because of postpartum depression. Because I didn't feel courageous enough to express what I was feeling and trying to be what other people wanted me to be. And, that's foolishness, right? It doesn't work.
Do you think postpartum depression is something you had control over? Like you could have came out of it before the 5 years, or it's just one of those?
My answer to that is no, because I didn't even know I was depressed.
Got you.
I didn't know I was depressed until I was no longer depressed, and then came out of it and started hearing, different programs or books or magazine articles or something like that. And I was like, oh, that's what was wrong with me.
Yeah.
I mean, when I tell you waking up and not leaving the house for days, not getting dressed for days, not answering the phone, not talking, it was bad.
Yeah.
It was really bad. And so, it's a serious thing. It's a serious thing. And so when you get free from something like that, your freedom becomes the most important thing to protect. And you make up in your mind, like, I won't allow people to do that to me again, no matter what the context. This is why we have to get to the heart of the matter when we as women first are women, when we're in Sacred Sisterhood, and even as entrepreneurs, what's really in your heart to do? Are you doing what you love, or are you doing what you think is popular or is going to make you a lot of money? Or, somebody else told you, oh, girl, you should take this, do that. What's in your heart? Yeah. Are you going to a job that you hate every day? Are you doing something that really doesn't bring you joy? Would you do what you do if you weren't making money doing it? Those are the kinds of real questions. Having 360 degrees of joy and authenticity and peace and success and passion. We have to ask the difficult questions. Cut the fat, right? Trim the fat. Exactly. Get rid of the dead weight. Stop trying to impress people who don't care anything about you in any way. Find your tribe.
Yeah.
Find your tribe and enjoy quality over quantity.
Exactly. No, I totally agree, because I deal with entrepreneurs all the time, female entrepreneurs. And I just did a live on that the other day, talking about we change our mind. One day we're selling t-shirts, next day we're a life coach. Like, which one is really you? Or did you say so-and-so made a lot of money selling t-shirts and came up with their own clothing line, so I'm gonna try that because she did it. It has to be easy. And then you find out that it's not easy because that's not what you were called to do, to sell the t-shirt. Like, that's not
right.
the thing. You picked up somebody else's thing and thought you could run with it. So we end up changing what we do, and then we say, oh, well, heck, it's not working. I ain't meant to be an entrepreneur. No, you just didn't start off right. Trying to figure out what it is that we do. And sometimes we allow people to tell us what we're doing don't make sense. You mean you're gonna do that? Like, what does that mean? I remember being in the entertainment industry, and as I got a little age on me, they was like, well, you know, ain't nobody gonna sign you. You're not, you know, the young kids got it. And it got to a point where I said, well, maybe that's a fact. And so you just kind of take something that's embedded in your soul, in your being, and you just put it over there to the side. It wasn't until I became an adult and realized entertainment was larger than me being the face. This is entertainment, interviewing people. It's entertainment when I shoot videos. It's entertainment when I help a celebrity at the BET Awards. That's entertainment. I'm still in that space, but I wasn't around people that could show me there's different avenues to this thing, and you can stay within your gut and do what it is that you love. So your people are important so that you don't flip-flop and go all over the place. So I
absolutely
truly agree with that. But I want to ask you this one question. You're the pastor, you have this special calling that we all don't have, you know, and so you're in this spiritual space. So when you have to dip over into the petty space, do you have those naysayers that say, now she know good and doggone well the pastor ain't supposed to talk like that? But sometimes you got to just say what it is, but people don't receive it the same way because they think you're supposed to not say what it is. Know what I mean? Okay.
Yeah, my answer is going to be a petty one. Okay.
I love the pettiness. Oh, I'm so freaking.
There's really no, I'm just going to say it, right? Like, I don't care. Mm-hmm. And I say I don't care with love. I'm not saying that to be arrogant at all, because that's not who I am. I am clear that my message, my methodology is not for everyone. Yeah. And I'm okay with that, because there is somebody, though, who does have your message and who does have the methodology that you need to get the message. And if that's not me, I'm okay with that. So when I'm inspired to share or do or be or release or, you know, whatever it is that I am inspired to do at that moment, is for the people that it's for.
Right.
I'm just real clear about that. You know, my brand is not for everyone. You know, neither is every group of women a space I want to be in. I'm real clear about who my people are. And when I say my people, I mean my tribe. I'm real clear about who I can spend quality time with, who I can allow in my intimate space. I'm real clear about who I want to be around and who I want around me. I'm very clear. I am so beyond people pleasing. I'm not doing what I do or being who I am to impress anyone. I am on a very focused, intentional assignment to impact the people that I am called to reach. And the people who are outside of that sphere are going to be reached by somebody else. And I promise you, I'm okay with that. So when I say I don't care what naysayers think or say, and I can also say that sincerely, because I am surrounded by a multitude of safety of counselors. You know, I have people that I am accountable to. And that's the other thing. I'm surrounded by people that I trust, that I love, whom I know have my best interest at heart. If I'm out of line, they have permission to tell me that. And if it's not that group of people that I have submitted to, you know, hold me accountable to integrity, to responsibility, to consistency, to being disciplined and focused and genuine and authentic, anybody outside of that group of people I've given permission to hold me accountable. I don't care what they think, right? And again, I say that from a place of love, but I'm just real clear about my assignment and who I'm called to reach, touch, and impact.
Wow. I love it, because the other people, they can go with the other people, you know?
Right.
It's
Right.
enough people for other people, you know, and sometimes we get caught up in the fact that it goes way back. Somebody don't want to be our friend, you know, when we're coming up as children. And we're at a young age kind of like, oh, they don't want to be my friend. Nobody wants to play with me. Like, we start this early, you know?
Yeah, and I used to be like that. I was Rodney King before Rodney King came along and became famous, right? I was the child that wanted everybody to get along. I'm the middle child in my sibling order, all right? So I am the peacemaker. I am the, can't we all get along? You know, that's me. It would hurt my feelings when people didn't want to be my friend because I was like, I'm very friendable. I'm lovable. I'm friendly. Why don't you like me? What do I have to do? You know, like that was me.
Yeah.
So I get that. I get that. I have just now matured to a place where I am clear that it is not my responsibility to make everybody like me. You know, I'm accountable to that group of people as well as accountable to God. And I trust that what I release into the world and into the earth, you know, I trust that I'm called for such a time as this, as are you, to do who you know, to be who you are and do what you're doing. I just trust that when everybody is in their rightful places, doing what they're supposed to do, you know, that we can all be awesome. We can all be amazing. We can all show up great and really mean that and not apologize for being a phenomenal person.
Yes.
You know, don't play down what your shine is. Don't play down your light. You know, be who you are supposed to be so that you can reach who you're supposed to reach. Let me say this, you know, there's somebody's life dependent on you showing up. Somebody's life literally is dependent upon you showing up and doing what you're supposed to do, being who you're supposed to be, you know, without any accolades, right? It could be somebody on the street. It can be somebody you meet in the store, right? Show up so that, you know, God can be God through you in the earth. That is what success is for me. You know, that's what success is for me.
Yeah, I love it. So, you know, showing up and be authentically you, it's easier said than done. So now I can show up as I am, you know. Now I can get in front of the camera and be goofy. And if you think I'm too silly to work with me in the media space, then you just not my client, you know?
Right.
But it took me a minute to get there. So what do you say to that person that's afraid to be authentic, afraid to say what their story really is? Because what are people going to think about me? You know, because we have that. What are they going to think if I tell them I don't have it all together?
I think
come out, Vikki.
Small to that person. Your circle is too small.
Yeah.
You need to get around some people who don't know you, who don't know anything about you, and show up great. You know, that's where the go where you're celebrated and not tolerated comes from.
Wow.
Because people who tolerate you know stuff about you and want to hold that against you.
Real tight too.
But when you go where you're celebrated, that circle, some of them can be people who know you but don't care because they see your greatness. Yeah. But most of the time it's people who don't know you, who have been waiting for your voice, for your message, for your story. Whatever your story is not for you. It's not for you. It's for you to go through the process.
Yes.
So you can come out and now reach back, and I can look, you know, and stand flat-footed and unapologetic and fearlessly and say to some young mom who's feeling depressed after having a baby, sis, you can make it.
Yes.
Where you are is not the end. But I wouldn't be able to say that had I not gotten around some new people to say, you know, Vikki, I'm praying for you. It's going to be okay. I got you. What do you need? You need me to keep the baby for you? Give her to me. I'll take care of her until you can. right? And first I had to admit that I needed help.
Yes.
So it's all about getting your voice back, saying what you need to say, and letting the chips fall where they may. That's why you have to be petty a little bit. Everybody needs a little petty.
And I don't know why.
I'm telling you, being a little petty will set you free.
It does though, and I don't know why I'm laughing so hard every time you say it. And I'm like, ooh, that is me. My girlfriend said, "You're so petty," because I don't need to cuss. I don't need to raise my voice. I'll say something, they be like, "Oh, that was petty." Well, I'm just saying. Like, you don't even yell, cuss, nothing. I don't even say that. I know how to get you. I know to make you feel just little. And I don't even raise my voice. So say that. I don't know why. Even when you typed it out on social media, I'm over here cracking up on the other side of my laptop. That is so me. Oh my God. That is so
I love it.
me.
I love it. Because, being petty is funny to me. It's funny. You know what? People are so serious these days. People are so serious and so rigid is the word. Rigid is the word that I want to say. And people are so serious and rigid about stuff that this time next year they won't even remember. You know what I mean? They won't even remember it.
You're right.
So that's why it's a little petty is good, because it's funny, it makes you laugh, and it keeps it light. Really, it keeps it light. So that's it's a tool. I tell, be a little petty. It's great.
I'm sorry. I think that is like phenomenon. Be a little petty. Hashtag be a little petty. Type that in the feed. Hashtag be a little petty.
Act up a little bit. Act up.
And then the funny thing is, I remember when I started going to different business conferences, because my crew, they didn't want to go. So I didn't know anybody in the room. Nobody. And this is just, I don't know, 2 to 3 years ago. So it wasn't long ago. And they used to call me the conference junkie. You're a conference junkie. You always go to these conferences. You already know everything you need to know. Well, evidently I don't, because it ain't working. So but what I did, I would go by myself, but I would start being around people. I was like, oh, you trying to do what I'm trying to do? Oh, this system, or that's. I started meeting people that were willing to help me, that genuinely cared about me, and connections, and connected me with this person and that person. And it was just like, oh my God, these are some of my new friends, And then, but for a minute you start thinking, because you listen to your good girlfriends, and I had a male friend, they used to say, they just dragging you through the mud, you volunteering, and they letting you, but it was the best thing I had ever done in my life. My sphere, my people, my tribe would have never taken place if I had listened to the people that's closest to me, because I thought, well, maybe they know me, so maybe they're right.
Right.
About 60 seconds later, I said, now where do I sign up for this conference? Oh, I don't have them. Y'all need volunteers? Really?
Find a way, right?
This new space.
Yes.
And meet these new people, have a new tribe. And so now it's like, hey, Lyric, you need help? You need us to do something? Oh, I know somebody that does that. Hold on, let me connect you. So
that's awesome.
To get help. And I was afraid to tell my story to my people close to me. Now I say it because it's somebody else I have to help. I have to let you know it's okay to be a entrepreneur and a single mother. So what, you got the little yellow note on your door, and it's not a love note. Girl, I had about 3 of those notes telling me to pack my bags and get out. with a band on my hip. It's okay. This too shall pass. But I know I went through that so I could tell people. I call myself the people's champ. I'm the one that you could do it, you could do it. What? If you have not been missing a leg, I feel like you could do anything. Like you really got to come with some serious stuff.
Right.
Because I think I have been through it all outside of the leg. I said, that's the only time I'm going to give you a pass. All that other stuff, it could be done because I've been there. You know, I'm going to get put out. Well, let me tell you what I did. I got a U-Haul. They're only $19.99. You need $20 because you got to keep moving. You can't, be the end of this. So I'm a pusher. So I love the fact that you have this thing to have people show up authentic because it's not for you.
Right.
And I recognize that. And so to know that that's your thing, so I'm like, oh, shoot now. Girl, just snatch the yellow note off the door, fold it up, put it in your purse. It'd be all right. You know?
Put it in a box, right? Put it in a box.
Put it in a box, girl, because you're going to look back and laugh on this. And it may not be the first time you get a yellow note. I had more than one yellow note.
Uh-huh.
More than one yellow note. But guess what? It's okay.
Yeah. You know what? At the beginning of the interview, you talked about how did I get to this place? And I talked about process. And the yellow note is part of the process. It's a part of the story that you can sit here and tell now, to those who are watching and those who are listening, is that you have not always been in the same place where you are. It has been a process. And that's that pain that I was talking about. I know you kept it moving, but, it can be a little shocking. It can be something to spark some fear in you at first. And then you have to get yourself together and say, what do I need to do next, right? But you cannot tell that story or build that blueprint to share with somebody else what perseverance and determination will do if you've never been through it. And so that is the beauty of process, that it perfects us, it strengthens us, it increases our capacity, right, for wisdom and for strategy, that we now transmute those skills into the business world. Because, you have to do your personal work in order to have professional success. Otherwise, when you get to that place of success, you won't be able to sustain it. I saw a quote once, lyric that said, beware of a full schedule and an empty soul. That thing stuck with me because you can be busy.
Yes. You
can be productive, but you cannot sustain that. At some point you will burn out, right?
Run out of gas.
And then burn out and break down.
Yeah.
And that's how people get nervous breakdowns. That's how, people fall into a slump of depression because they're not doing the personal work. They don't have a self-care. I call it radical self-care practice. They don't have a strategy. They're not taking care of themselves because we cannot give away what we don't have. And so my mission, my passion, my business is to help women specifically. I help men and women, but to help women and girls specifically be great in the mirror first.
Yeah.
And then in the marketplace, right? Do your work, fill up your tank so that it's overflowing, so that your capacity is for you. Your overflow is for other people. Your overflow, that's where you serve others from your overflow.
I love it because I always tell the story about people want people around them that have been there, done that.
Right.
It's almost like, and I always use the person who's on drugs analogy. If I'm on drugs and I know I want to get clean, you have the person that has went to college and they got all these degrees and certificates but have never been on drugs and they're a counselor. Then you have the person who's been on drugs that has came through, been clean for 10 years, and they are a counselor. I would rather have somebody that's been there, done that, because if I get to the point where I'm at this space like, oh my God, I feel like, taking another hit, I want that person that's, I know that feeling all too well. Let me show you how to deal with that. People want to deal with those that have been there, done that. And I mean, because that's where the truth comes in. I know how you feel. Let me tell you about the yellow note, girl. Let me tell you what I did with mine. And let me tell you what I did to get through that. Yeah, I had a baby on my hip. You know, she just think, well, we're moving again, mommy. Let me show you how to do that. I've been there, done that. And that's what people want. So when you perpetrate a fraud, remember they used to say that, Vikki? When you perpetrate a fraud, this is it. This is it. This is it. So, oh my goodness, I think we lost Vikki. But ladies, I say this all the time. We have to show up. We have to be authentically us. Because being somebody else, that's already taken. I know you guys heard the quote before, right? Being somebody else, that's already taken. Be you. People want you. People want what you have, especially if you're in that life coach space. You're coaching people to be great. You first have to do a chin check. You know, you got to check yourself. You got to tap into that inner rock star. You have to be great. Like you have to show up and be authentic. It doesn't make a difference, you know, if you try to hide your story, but you're trying to help somebody. They tell you they got a little yellow note on their door and they have to move. And you act like you ain't never had no note. And you sitting up there, well, God's going to make a way. No, you need to say, He going to make a way. Let's pray together because, girl, I had the same problem too. Let me show you how I did it. Let me hold your hand and show you the way. Let me show you the best way to do it. You got a baby on your hip, don't worry about it. I've been there. You need a bag of groceries, I'm going to take you there. You have to show up. You have to be your authentic self. And I say that over and over and over again. I mean what I say. So sometimes you have to just jump out there. Don't worry about who's listening. Don't worry about who's, you know, talking. That's not your people. That's not your tribe. Get petty with it. Don't even worry about them. Okay?
Kind of like the internet. The internet is petty, ain't it?
The internet is petty, but Miss Vikki, I kept it rolling. So
thank you so much. I'm back.
I just spoke on being authentic because when people come to you and they say, hey, I got this little yellow note, I was just saying, you can't sit there and be like, oh, it's going to be okay. And this. No, you got to share that, girl, me too. Let me show you how I got out of it. Let me help you. You know, that's what people need. And we have to show up and be great, but stand in it and own it. This is what I went through and this is how I came out of it. Let me show you. And there's too many people that hide, you know, what they've been through because they're embarrassed. But, you know, hey, join the club. You know, we've all been there, done that.
Absolutely.
You know, so, you know, it's the real deal. And I'm so glad that that's a mission that you're on. And then you can sprinkle a little word on top of it. So, you know, that's real extra when you get a little pettiness and the word on top.
It'll set you free, right? You know, but it also equips you though. It also equips you not to be so serious.
You can't be serious all the time. Like you just can't. You gotta enjoy life. You have to just, I don't know. I wake up every day like excited. You know, I don't know about you. I don't know about anybody else. I wake up excited because I don't have a choice. I'm not going to wake up depressed. I'm not going to wake up sad. I'm not going to wake up, woe is me. I wake up every day feeling great. Now I need a little bit more energy. Now I need to probably go to the gym and work out a little bit because they said if you get up early and hit the treadmill, that you feel so rejuvenated at the end of the day. You feel so, you know, great that you just kind of like, I can conquer the world. And you get that energy and that feeling. And so therefore, I probably need to try that. I'm gonna need a partner because I know I'm gonna need a little push on that. I'm gonna need a little push on that. So that's just one of the things that, guys, I tell you, show up, wake up in the morning and just feel good about being alive one more day. I know we say that, it's like a little cliche. Thank God he woke me up one more day, but no, really, you have another chance to get it right. When I say my prayer, I say, Lord, thank you for giving me another chance to get it right, another day to fix what I didn't fix yesterday, to be greater today so I can show up tomorrow. Thanks for giving me another chance. And so many times we just forget that we've been granted this thing called life. We forget that waking up, everybody don't wake up. Be you. Be authentically you. Help someone that is out there that's depressed, that, they want to be an entrepreneur, but I got 3 kids, I'm in school, or, I don't have the finances or the resources to do this. I didn't have them either. I had a single parent, wasn't no second set of hands, wasn't no go to grandma's house or auntie coming to get you. It was none of the above. Call me, trust me, I got an answer for you. Been there, done that, and I'll be glad to share my story. I'll be glad to help you go through it. I'll be glad to show you that you too can get through it. You too can push past that. It is okay. It's okay. Trust me, it's okay. I kind of don't care what the situation is. And I know people say I'm a little rough on them when they say, well, I can't do this because I work a 9 to 5. What happens from 5 p.m. to, 9 a.m.? There is time. You have the same 24 hours that everybody else has. You just got to work a little harder. You got to get some people around you that's going to help you, some people that's going to give you the resources, the connections, that say, hey, I've been there. Let me help you. As a matter of fact, I have a program. You can use mine. What does that look like? You got to find your people. You got to find your people, gang. Okay? Like Dr. Vikki Johnson. That's my people. I never know when I might need a word or two. I got to get my people. I have to have my people. Right? And like Andrea said, look in the mirror. Check this. Check this. Get your space together. So when people see you, there's this little glow around you, like a little halo, right? It's a little glow. Attract those type of people to you. And just be great in it. Just be great. Okay? So I think, as a matter of fact, Dr. Vikki gave us some goodies. She gave us some free goodies. So I want you guys to be able to receive them because I told all my guests, show up with goodies. Show up with something. Show up with, a little something for the people. And so she's been gracious enough to bless us with a gift and a free goodie. Dr. Vikki, you want to tell them the free goodies that we have for them, and then I'll tell them where they can go get it. The free gift. You just know it's good. It's some steps. It was some steps. And let me tell you guys where you can go right on over there and pick it right up. If you go to www.lifeandtimes360.com, that's www.lifeandtimes360.com, you can pick up that free goodie. All you have to do is hit Dr. Vikki Johnson, the button that says Dr. Vikki Johnson, and it'll pop up right there for you. Now, Doc, we got 5 minutes left. Why don't you tell people how they can get in touch with you, all your social media handles, and what you have coming up next so we could all be a part of it and, join the tribe.
Eric, I appreciate that. My website is Vikki, Vikki Johnson.com. All my social media is there. My Instagram and Twitter at All Things Vikki, Vikki, Elder Vikki Johnson on Facebook. I also have Girl Talk Unplugged, a sacred sisterhood community on Facebook, as well as a Soul Wealth page that you can like and just get some daily Soul Wealth inspiration. And on August the 12th for Women in Ministry, I am doing Soul Wealth for Women in Ministry here in Columbia, Maryland. And you can get more information
Oh,
about Soul Wealth, about Soul Wealth for Women in Ministry eventbrite.com. And that is actually on my Instagram page for those of you who are on Instagram as well. But I'm looking forward to spending some real intimate time with women, and doing personal work we were discussing earlier. And the other soil intensives like this.
Dr. Vikki.
Girl, this Wi-Fi. Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Your Wi-Fi is petty.
It is. But guess what? I'm rolling with it.
You rolling with it. So the only thing we missed, though, was the link for the Eventbrite. I heard the end of it. So let us know for the event in Columbia, Maryland.
It's Soul Wealth for Women in Ministry .eventbrite.com.
Ministry. Okay, Eventbrite.com.
Yes, Soul Wealth for FOR Women in Ministry .eventbrite.com.
That's the part we needed to know, okay? Because I heard Eventbrite, I heard Columbia, Maryland, and I said, oh, yeah. No, we need the link because her internet is being petty. Hashtag internet is petty.
Really, Wi-Fi, right? But
right.
I'm so grateful for the opportunity, to be here with you tonight. Thank you for including me as one of your 30. I'm excited, grateful for that, and just appreciate your sisterhood. You've always been so consistent and so kind, and we always find a reason to laugh and come here, we got to take our picture together. And you know what, Lyric, I appreciate that, because that is what sisterhood is in action. It is real engagement, and just supporting one another and building one another up. So I'm really grateful to be included in this series that you're doing, and am proud of the impact that you are making, in the earth, and particularly among women in business. So just congratulations to you, and continue the great work that you're doing. And just thank you also to everyone who joined us tonight on Facebook Live. I don't take that for granted, that, you took some time to spend with us this evening. So thank you to each of you as well.
Yes, you made my ratings go up. We got people on tonight. I said, wow. I appreciate you, Dr. Vikki Johnson.
I love you, Eric, for real.
I love you so much. And I'm just honored that you said yes and that you came on today, because I learned some stuff about you that I did not know. And the fact that, your mission. One question: if you weren't doing this, what would Vikki Johnson be doing?
I wanted to be a flight attendant.
Ah, you wanted free travel, didn't you?
I did. I'm not even lie, right? And if I wasn't doing this, I probably would be a beach lifeguard. Real talk. Really? Because I love beach, and I love to swim. I love the water. I'm originally from Florida, which is why I'm on the beach all the time. But life for me has to be fun, right? I have to enjoy what I'm doing, or I won't do it long.
I got it. So
if I wasn't doing this work, I would probably be a flight attendant or a lifeguard on the beach. And I was a lifeguard for years, and outgrew that. But I could go back and do that again because I love the water. I'm just doing a lifeguard. I'm being a lifeguard in a different way, and I'm being
saving lives.
A flight attendant in a different way. I have a 5 a.m. flight in the morning, so I am traveling and getting to save lives and do what I do. And I'm very grateful for that. I do not take it for granted, and that's why I want to share the how of how I got to this place with whomever is supposed to receive the how from me. I'm just so grateful to God for the opportunity to be able to serve others, particularly women, and give them the tools to be able to create a life that they love as well.
All righty. I appreciate you. You guys heard it. Make sure all things Vikki. Okay, Vikki Johnson, correct? All things Vikki.
Yep, all things Vikki on Twitter and Instagram. Elder Vikki Johnson on Facebook. You can like that page, as well as sisters like the Girl Talk Unplugged, the Sacred Sisterhood community page, because I share a lot there as well.
All righty, guys. I appreciate all those that tuned in to the 30 Women, 30 Days, Life and Times of a Female Entrepreneur. And we have some great women still to come. So you check us out every Monday and Wednesday at 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. And I thank you guys for showing up. And Dr. Johnson, I appreciate you and love you much.
Love you too. Good night.
Good night.